Hey guys, last week I talked about Vanish 9. This week I want to talk about TAK because they have a lot of similarities. TAK is a Vanish wrap full. So it looks just like a Vanish 9, except as soon as you take off, you do a wrap full instead of twisting on the vertical axis. A lot of you guys might actually find that you're better at either Vanish 9 or TAK, whether you're better at flipping or whether you're better at vert twisting. So the trick it has most in common with would actually be a wrap full, and that would be the main prerequisite. You'll want to have a really strong wrap full so you can make sure you get enough power to make it over. The leg that you normally wrap with has to come up like a cheat 9 first, and then you use it to wrap. So it really plays with the timing a little bit, and it makes it harder to flip. Good timing and body positioning are really important on a TAK because by its nature, it's a very inefficient trick. TAK is most commonly done out of scoot, tough sunrise, B-twist, but you can pretty much do it out of anything. Once your technique is good enough and you can generate the power, you'll be able to do it out of pretty much any trick. When you're first learning TAK, do it out of a trick you're super comfortable with. I'd suggest a scoot. Get a little bit of speed and distance into it because that'll give you more momentum you can use in the TAK. Make sure you don't step through on your takeoff like that, or else you'll get stuck here. That'll kill all your momentum. You want to keep your momentum traveling back so you land on this back foot and then you can jump off that foot. Big movements are key on your set for a TAK. For a Vanish 9 you can get away with little movements here and it can all just happen here, but for a TAK you're lifting this leg and then you have to get your whole momentum over that leg. So on a wrap full, normally it looks like this. Let's say you're doing it from a cartwheel. Here, cartwheel, wrap full. So out of the cartwheel, you're in this position. With this leg, it doesn't help you jump anymore, but it carries the momentum through and helps you get into the twist, right? So a TAK is a Vanish wrap full. So it's very similar, but you don't get to just pull the leg through like this. Since you're taking off from here, part of the presentation is that this leg comes up like a cheat and then you wrap from there. But this position here, if you pull the wrap full normally, it would be as if you were trying to pull that way instead of that way. So you need to reach a lot farther all the way over before you pull. So that means your set has to be big, you really have to reach, and it'll slow down the timing a little bit. You have to wait for the leg to come up and then use it to wrap and jump from there. If you jump too early, if you jump while your leg is coming up, it'll be impossible to flip. So you have to wait until this leg comes all the way around and wait until this leg is about to wrap. And that's when you jump off this one. Boom! So if I'm doing my combo this way now, if I'm traveling towards the camera, I scoot. This leg now has to come all the way up past this line. So if you try to jump and your leg is still over here, then you literally have to jump like over this leg, or you have to wait in the air for your leg to pass before you can pull through this way. There's two styles of how you can bring your leg up. You can either bring it up like a cheat set up this way and then crank it all the way around to the side before you pull, or what you can do is bring your leg up backwards and then wrap full from there. This one might be more powerful, I can't say for sure because I do this method, but the problem is you can't see the leg as much if you bring it up this way. If you bring it up across this way, it really gives you the visual of the TAK. Just make sure you don't bring the knee over too much or you might spoil the aesthetic of the trick. It'll turn into more of a rise. Most of what I've talked about so far will work for both a TAK full and a Takuraba. So a Takuraba is like a TAK Arabian, where you take off in the same way, but then instead of going for a full, you just go for an Arabian right there. So it has half a twist less. So whether you come out of it like a full or like an Arabian, essentially if you can get the takeoff down, the knee up, and then the wrap, it won't really matter whether you're going for Takuraba or TAK. And most of these tips you can take for either one. So if you know personally from your tricks whether you're better at fulls or Arabians, if you haven't learned TAK full or Takuraba yet, pick the one you learn based on whether you find Arabians or fulls more comfortable. If TAK just looks completely mental to you and you can't figure it out at all, here's something simple you can try. Basically TAK to a dive roll, so it's kind of like TAK Arabian. it'll look kind of like this. I don't have enough space to actually do it, but hopefully you get the idea. Scoot, bring it around, dive roll. So you can play around with the takeoff. From here, make sure your center of gravity is being thrown this way, and then boom, you can dive roll from there. And then you can turn that into Arabian, or you can turn that into a full. Personally, I like to think of a TAK as being more of a variation rather than a trick of its own. So the Cheat 9 style takeoff, the vanish wrap, I think of that as being what makes a TAK. And I don't think of it as being a base trick on its own. The reason I say this is because since you can treat it like a full, you can add any full variations to it. You can TAK dub, you can TAK full hyper hook, which would be like a TAK 10. All the landing stanzas would also apply. Once you get the takeoff and it feels just as easy as a wrap full, you can have a lot of fun with this because it's pretty unexpected in combos, but functionally it feels almost just like a wrap full or a full once you get used to it. Just treat it just like a wrap full, especially with your arms. Just set right over, boom, just get as much flip as you can. Good luck working on these guys. Remember, you want to have a really strong wrap full. The timing is delayed because of the whole cheat style takeoff, and it makes it tougher to get the flip around, so be aware of that. Just use a strong, comfortable setup, and you've got it. If you're not familiar with Kojo's Trick Lab, I'll introduce you. KTL is a website where some of the best trickers share knowledge and tips through video tutorials. 6 new videos are added every week, and there's already over 250 videos online in a variety of categories. Not only do you get access to information you can't get anywhere else, but you're directly supporting trickers who create the content. It's by trickers, for trickers. Every week, I'll be creating a new tutorial for Kojo's Trick Lab. At the same time, I'll be uploading a shortened version to YouTube. The tutorial you just watched is actually about 60% of the full length. On Kojo's Trick Lab, you can watch the full version of this tutorial with an extra 3 to 4 minutes of beefy tips specifically for trickers. I've gotten a lot of support on my tutorial so far, and that's why I want to keep providing content for you guys. But those of you who are self-motivated and thirsty for knowledge, I seriously recommend checking out Kojo's Trick Lab. It's a huge asset to your training, and I wish I had it when I started tricking.